Hey everyone, real quick before we get into it, don't forget to
like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Check out the podcast on Podbean. We're on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcast, and Google Play.
And with all that said and done, let's get to it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to episode 136 of the Hella Average Gamescast. This week, it is just me and Carmen, as Jeremy decided that work was too important for him to show up. What do you think about that, Carmen?
I know, what are you, tired after work? What are you, a big old baby? You work at a grocery store or something?
Right, listen, it's not like he lifts heavy boxes and cuts, sides of meat all the time, man.
I can't believe that story. No one does that.
So, poor little Jerry Bear is going to be out this week, but he gave us his blessing to go ahead and rock on. You may have noticed that last week we did not record, and I got to tell you, there's not been a lot of news, and we're kind of wondering when that news is going to pick up. It's been pretty dry, but we got a few topics to talk about. Got some free stuff coming your way, so that's pretty neat. And I guess we'll start off like usual, Carmen. What have you been up to? What have you been playing since we haven't spoken 2 weeks, I think?
Yeah, I've been grinding out on Call of Duty pretty heavily. I've gotten into the grind of camos, and let me tell you, dude, it's really sucked me in. I placed
we were playing the other night. You golded a gun while we were playing.
Yeah, I'm one long shot away from golding the Uzi, and then I'll get started on the MP7. So I'm working on SMG, so that's my grind. I get into shipment and I just go to town, and that's my place to grind out. I feel bad, so I get out of shipment when people are playing with me, but when I'm by myself, it's just an all-out grind fest, and it's fun. It's something new, it's something different, and I read
an article that the new update's got 24/7 shipment.
Yeah. Right now it's 24/7. It's pretty cool.
And I think they're doing double XP this week, and they nerfed the crossbow.
Ooh, see, I didn't know all that. I don't keep up with the patch notes. I just play the game.
I get a few news sources here and there. It's like, you think I like video games or something?
Yeah. Oh, we're here to talk about video games?
I think that's why people tune in.
So, did you play anything?
I did. I played a little bit. Yeah, I played Call of Duty with you. Played some Tetris 99. Wasn't doing so good. I think the highest I got was 30 something, 36 maybe.
You inspired me to play. I played 20 games.
How'd you do?
I only got into the top 10 once.
Yeah, I didn't do so hot. But one time I think I was waiting for an update to download on the PlayStation while we were in the group, and I looked down when I went out and I had 3 badges, and I wasn't using on KO, so I was like, well, that's a waste.
Yeah, you definitely weren't putting them to good use.
And then I downloaded Fable 2 on my Xbox because I never played it. It's got really good ratings, and apparently you can play Fable 2 without playing Fable 1, but I played Fable back in the day. I just don't remember anything about it. So I might jump into that, see how it is. I've been craving like an RPG or something, you know?
Yep, and all the good ones are getting delayed.
They are. There's not, I could go with Dragon Quest, but I want one that's a little bit lighter than that, you know? I want something that's kind of a little bit heavier than an indie game, but just not as in-depth as these AAA 80-hour RPG titles.
Yeah, you just want something that you
just
can...
something to take that
30-hour game or something.
Yeah, so I'm looking around, see what I can get there. Fable may not be it, but I'm going to give it a shot. But other than that, not too much. I've been doing stuff around the house. We're getting ready for the baby, been building furniture. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up fast.
So I'm trying to dedicate 2 days at least to gaming. 2 days I'm reading books about finance. A couple of days to watching my new show. So I'm trying to spread out my nerd culture, if you will, across the week.
Yeah, you're a busy man.
Oh man,
you're only gonna get busier.
Yes, you're right about that. But enough about me. Nobody wants to hear about me for the next 30 minutes. I don't even want to hear about me. Carmen, do you know what time it is?
It's time for some
news. And we were out here pretty quick. Like I said, when you're 2 men down, you ain't got a lot to talk about. You just jump right into it. And unfortunately, the news has been light. Trickles in the barrel. What did I say? Drips in the barrel?
Drips in the barrel, yeah.
But we got some Switch news to go over. Then we're going to go over the free games which is always a fun topic. And then we're going to wrap it up with a pretty cool little tidbit from Fortnite. But let's get going with some Switch news. And probably my favorite news since we last recorded, Outer Worlds is coming to the Switch.
Here we go. This is a hot game for you.
It was my game of the year this year. I had so much fun. I've already played through it twice. I'll probably double dip. Jeremy asked me that today on our group chat, and I will probably double dip.
Is it a game that will make you travel with your Switch?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I carry my Switch Lite in my backpack now.
All right.
And I've played it one time on the go.
I didn't even know you got the Switch Lite.
Michelle wanted it at work.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me.
And I decided to keep it as my backpack Switch, but I swear, since I've had it in my backpack, I've used it one time.
It's like the Switch that if you drop your bag, you're not going to be upset.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't take the train a whole lot, but when I do, it'd be good for the train.
Yeah, but I mean, is this a game that you can see yourself playing on your lunch break, or traffic is bad and you're waiting to get picked up? Because I know you guys carpool.
Yeah, I think it's not deep enough to where you could probably knock out a quest, or I mean, you don't. It's open world enough to where you could just probably start exploring. So I mean, you can pick it up and put it down. You can just go level up by killing mobs. I did a lot of the first game by exploring my way to new waypoints, and I would end up getting quests in those areas and go back, and it was easy because I'd already cleared people out, already looted the area, so I could go bang the quest out and then come back.
Yeah, and the cool thing with the Switch is you can just turn the screen off, and that's gonna kind of suspend you in space. Where
as long as you don't let the battery die.
Yeah, with the Xbox, you had to stop, save, turn it off, rest mode, whatever it has, and then come back to it.
Yeah, and this game, I'm glad it's coming to Switch. I think it's going to get it in a lot more people's hands. But it looks like it belongs on the Switch. It feels like it belongs on the Switch. It's just a good game to play, on that platform.
And how resource heavy would you say the game is?
Oh man, I don't know.
Do you think it that it kind of taxed the Xbox and that the Switch might not be able to handle it?
No, I don't think it's taxing. I think that I would say it's probably. I can't see them dumbing it down too much for the Switch.
Gotcha.
The graphics aren't like AAA, extremely what's ray trace graphics. I mean, it's a little bit more cartoonish. There's not a whole lot going on the screen at one time. It's not like a bunch of lightning flashes, things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't remember any part that was extremely resource heavy.
Gotcha. All right. Well, then that's good to know.
Yeah, so this isn't like The Witcher where they'll have to dumb it down a good amount. It'll probably be a pretty pure game, in all honesty.
Good. That's good.
Now my question is, does this put on your radar now that's on a console you have?
No.
Still not?
It never really... when the game got released and it popped up, I was like, oh, didn't even know this was coming. So it's really not my cup of tea, and then it's just it's too late for me. I got a bad habit of not backlogging titles. And then I just never turn back around. I just stay on the path and just keep beating it down.
I've got a bad habit of not backlogging games, then seeing them on sale for $3.
Buying it and not playing it.
Buying it and never playing it.
Nice. Yeah, but no, this is good. This bodes well for Nintendo. It's gonna boast they're gonna sell more units. It's not gonna be they're not gonna sell a lot of them in terms of their big hits, but they'll move some copies.
They will. But let's talk about that. That's a good segue into the next topic, because Nintendo did a direct or a press con, I don't know really what you want to call it, but they released some sales numbers. And let me tell you, these sales numbers are pretty outstanding.
Yeah.
They've sold to date 52 million units, surpassing the Super Nintendo. They've now outsold the Wii U by 4-1. Can you believe that? 4-1.
Well, the Wii, it's not that surprising. The Wii U was a 100% flop. And I mean, they're halfway to the sales of the Wii, which is crazy.
It's insane, but this system's been out 2 years.
Yeah, so by the
2 years.
By the time it, pushes through, they're going to probably put out a Pro model, which is going to boost sales tremendously. And then they'll probably do some one-off special editions I think I saw a, God, what's the name of the game? Animal Crossing. I think they're doing an Animal Crossing
I wouldn't be surprised.
dock, and they're doing all hardware for Animal Crossing. But that's, that's pushing these sales, and they know how to do this because they do it with the 3DS, and they do it with they do it with their handheld consoles where they pump out tons of different models, and it's going to work. And they're doing the Switch in a way that is slow, and it's slow enough that people get to digest what they have. And then, like now you have a Switch and a Switch Lite. Granted, somebody paid for it, not necessarily you, but you found a benefit for it by saying, look, this is what I'll travel with if I'm going to decide to game. And it may be dead in your backpack. There's no telling. But it's good, like that's really good. And a Pro model is going to get them up to 80 mil, and then maybe they can pass the Wii, and that's going to be exceptional for them.
I think that's the mark. I think if it passes the Wii, I mean, obviously you can't deny what they're doing so far, how fast they've hit this mark.
Yeah.
But that's still, I think, the light at the end of the tunnel if it beats the Wii. I think that's the final test,
Yeah, and they've surpassed Microsoft.
Yeah, and that's what we were kind of talking about before. Like, I don't think Microsoft sees the Xbox One as a flop, but you have to start looking like when a system like this in 2 years surpasses almost an entire lifespan or generation of a console, that doesn't necessarily bode well for that other console.
Yeah, to me, it's that the Switch is half the console that the Xbox One should be. It doesn't have the great graphics. It doesn't, it has its Nintendo feel, which is perfectly fine. It checks all the bells and whistles for me when I play it. But, I would not enjoy, a AAA title that Xbox puts out. I wouldn't enjoy Forza on my Switch because it just wouldn't look good. So
I got you.
Yeah, so overall, if we're going to segue into that, the Xbox One console sales, total flop. But on the consumer side, they've just crushed. They've done phenomenal with Games Pass, Games with Gold, all of that. That is we say it all the time. It's it should be our slogan. It's the best deal in gaming. Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, and we didn't put it in the news, but I read an article today on lunch that said Games Pass subscribers doubled.
Yeah, so
within the last month or two.
And I think it's more of the appeal of the fact that, sure, you can sign up for this for, what is Game Pass Ultimate? $14.99?
Yeah, $14.99 at full price.
And then I get games all year round, plus the free games that they're going to give me with Games with Gold, blah, 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 blah. And that's it. But there's not enough coming to the Xbox that is making people buy the physical hardware, which sucks for them.
I agree. And that's kind of, not only bouncing back to the Switch did they sell hardware, but they sold $310 million in software, which is an insane number. Just Pokemon alone, that's the one I pulled out. $16 million.
And that came out
for the new Pokemon
November?
game. November.
Yeah, that's
3
rivaling.
months.
That's rivaling numbers of Odyssey, which is in 16 million. Breath of the Wild is in 15 or 16 mil. They're heavy hitting games.
It's crazy. I mean, so take it back. When they announced the Switch, I was like, oh, this seems like a gimmick. Then they start talking about it more. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. I could have not, if you'd have told me 3 years ago that we'd be right here right now, you could have took all my money. I would have been like, there's no way.
Well, yeah, I mean, coming off the Wii U, what can you expect from a company? I mean, you're just hoping that it will be better.
I mean, it's doing its job. I mean, it's got its appeal. They've got some awesome first party. I mean, Nintendo's known for their first parties, but they're hitting, it seems like, on all cylinders. Obviously, Smash, a big player. Luigi's Mansion did really good for them. I don't know exactly what it sold, but I saw that it outperformed what they thought it would.
Yeah, and I think they've found their pocket, though, which is to not compete with Sony and Microsoft as soon as they get out the gate. They're realizing now that, they can let everybody, do their gaming. They'll continue to put out software, sell crazy copies, and then they can put out a new console, and then, boom. They don't have any sales competition in terms of what physical hardware will I buy this Christmas, because they already bought the PlayStation 2 years ago, or the Xbox.
And as far as handheld goes, I mean, if you want to look at the handheld side of it, there's no competition.
None.
And they have the market.
And nobody wants to step into that arena.
No. Yeah. Would you want to go up against Nintendo?
Not in the handheld market. If
No.
we're gonna make a home console, a pure home console, not a handheld that turns into a home console, or vice versa, nah, we ain't going to bat at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I found the numbers. Luigi's Mansion, $5 million. Super Mario Maker 2, $5 million. They're both over that mark.
And that's big numbers. I mean, that's like, let's not, and we're saying 5 mil because we just said 16, but that's a good amount. Let's compare. Let's see what we can compare it to. Let's do, you're going to hear me thumping around. God of War, one of the biggest games on the PlayStation, surpassed 10 million. 10 million copies as of May.
Okay, and when did the game release?
April 2018, so a year.
Okay, yeah, so a year. Pokemon Sword and Shield, granted it's 2 different games, which can get combined into one, which is fine, but like I only bought one. Most people will only buy one. Has already sold more units than God of War.
Insane.
It's dumb. It's so dumb. And then Nintendo makes so much money off of software because they don't cut you any breaks. None.
Yeah, when you compare, I mean, when you compare their sales to other platforms, it's blowing. Like, I'm looking now. Let's see. Gears 5. Let's see here. I thought I just pulled it up. How many copies did Gears 5 sell? It's shattered records. I'm kind of reading this to you as I'm reading it. And I'll probably, by post-production, you'll have no idea how long I'm going to be doing this. 3.4 million copies in the first 3 days. And that's all I can find right now. So do some digging for me, Internet. Find out what we have, because I need to know. You got any good numbers over there, Carmen?
I was just looking up the top 10 best games that have sold. It's halfway to Diablo 3 numbers. They have titles that are halfway to Diablo 3 numbers, which came out in 2012. And it's still a very popular game.
And that's an extremely popular game. I've bought it twice.
So there you go.
So make no mistake, Nintendo is here to stay.
Oh, for sure. No, they're not going anywhere anytime
And I'm
soon.
all about it. All right. You ready for some free stuff, Carm?
I love free stuff.
All right, let's kick it off first with PlayStation. And they are bringing the heat this month. For February, you're getting BioShock The Collection and The Sims 4.
Yeah, The Sims,
It
I
piques
don't
my
think it
interest.
plays well.
I haven't played a Sim since I was a kid. I mean, I used to play them on PC back in the day. So I don't
I
know.
think
I don't know what it is now. I don't know what's happened to it since then.
Yeah, I just don't think that they play very well on the console because you got the controller, you feel kind of limited with the mouse. Like, you can drag really easy, you can move around real quick. I don't know.
What's the last Sims you played?
I've played The Sims 4 with my niece.
Okay. I hear good things about it. I mean, like I said, I'm not really immersed in that world in any kind of sim, but I remember hearing good things about it when it came out.
Yeah, no, they're popular games. I don't know how hard they hit like they used to. But overall, yeah, it was. You have to build your house. I used to just build houses.
Yeah, that's all I would do. I would make houses and go to work.
And I would just put the cheat codes in where I had all the money, and I would just build this baller house. And then I would just have
It was like better Minecraft.
It was Minecraft before Minecraft.
Oh, man. So go check those out. I'm going to pick both of them up. Moving on to Xbox, we have, I would say, at least one good offering, but Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the one that sticks out to me, followed by Fable Heroes, Call of Cthulhu, and TT, this is a fun one, TT Isle of Man, Ride on the Edge.
Yeah, that just sounds too exciting.
It's a long name, man. It better have a lot. With a name that long, you better be packing some heat.
I think it's a motorcycle racing game. It probably sucks.
There's only one motorcycle racing game, and that's Road Rash.
I don't know. I
wish they would bring back a new one.
Road Rash would be cool, but I used to remember like this dirt bike racing game I used to play on the PS1, Jeremy McGrath. Super Motocross.
Yeah, I remember that.
That game was my shit. I fucking love that game.
I was talking to Rob the other day, and we played this game back in high school, and it was some type of like demolition derby game. But we used to play this mode where you like hauled trailers, and you went like, there was a part where like you could T-bone, like you're on a track, and part of the track intersected at a certain point, and like if you were there at the same time, you would like just T-bone and yam the other cars. and it was a ball-ass game. It was one of those fun. I can't remember the name of it now.
Are you talking about Destruction Derby?
It might have been. I have to look into it, but it was some of the most fun I had back in the DA, which happened to be a Wednesday. It's a good old joke for you.
Oh,
but
that was a good game.
Jammed to that, dude. I think we rented it sometimes, like somewhere from like one of the local video stores we had. I think we just picked it up one night, rented it, and just played all night, dude. It was great.
That sounds awesome. I miss those days.
I do too. LAN parties, playing all night. Insane. Can't do it no more. I mean, I could, but I would be dead the next day.
Yeah.
I got to get some sleep. All right. Stadia. Haven't mentioned Stadia in a while. If you remember, they were going to change the game.
Yeah. I think that they've done well, but they got me.
They got me, yeah. But they gave us, Stadia Pro's given us 2 new games, but also Tomb Raider and Samurai Showdown are leaving, so get it if you haven't got it yet. But we're now getting Metro Exodus and Guilt. Both, well, let me rephrase. I've played Metro Exodus, great game, and I hear Guilt's a good game.
I'm going to add them to mine.
Oh yeah, I've added all of them so far.
You got to pick up on all this free stuff.
It's the only time I've ever played farming. Like, I actually played Farming Simulator.
I was playing Farming Simulator, and then I realized that I didn't, like, drop my combine harvester, and I was just destroying my crops, and I turned it off.
Well, what happened to me is I would do, the little mini tutorial, and I'd start doing something. They're like, you can hire somebody to do this for you. So I just kept hiring people, and then eventually I was just standing there, like, I didn't have anything to do.
You were like, all right, come here, Johnny.
Like, is this the game? Did I win?
You win.
Did I break it? I just needed a bigger farm, that's all.
There you go.
Get me some tobacco. We're farming in the Carolinas, obviously.
Backer farm.
All right, well, we've come to the last news topic. I told you guys it was light. But this one's cool. We've talked about it, probably like 2 years now. This will be the second year. But they're bringing back the NFL skins to Fortnite for the Super Bowl.
I didn't look at the details, so I'm not sure if it's every team. Because, when it first came out, you could put yourself in a Patriots 81 jersey, and then you were Aaron Hernandez.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, everybody was running around as Aaron Hernandez.
So it'll be interesting to see. But if it's just Chiefs and 49ers, that's cool too.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that Fortnite kept this partnership with the NFL. They utilize it. Like last year they did it for a special, and then it went away. They brought it back for the Super Bowl. This year they just brought it for the Super Bowl. So that's cool. I mean, I would expect them to do it every year, as long as Fortnite is popular.
Yep. It'll stay for a while.
I mean, I could see it being the Battle Royale version of World of Warcraft. I mean, we always say the bubble's going to burst, but look at WoW. Look how much it's made.
Yeah, but WoW's not as popular.
Well, it's not.
You don't hear people talking about WoW.
But you know what? We don't. Not a lot. But if you go to Twitch at any given time, it's up there.
Oh yeah, no, people are playing it. Don't get me wrong, and people are into it, but it's not the craze that it once was.
No, you're right. I mean, I just think the bubble's going to burst, but when?
It's going to take them, when the new console comes out, they're going to have to do something. They're probably going to make Fortnite 2, which is going to be a major overhaul to the current game. And they have a chance of fucking up at that point.
Right now, on Twitch, World of Warcraft has 82,000 viewers, and Fortnite has 57,000.
That could be attributed to the fact that Ninja doesn't get on Twitch anymore.
that is the only reason, Carmen. What are you talking about?
So yeah, there's that. But that's neither here nor there. He might not even be live on Mixer right now. I don't even know if he streams anymore.
He got sick or something. I follow him on Twitter. He got sick or something. So he was off for a while.
Must be nice.
I actually like Ninja, man. He's a pretty cool dude. He seems like a pretty cool dude. Obviously, I don't know. He could hide kids in his basement and eat them for breakfast. I don't know.
And we have not confirmed nor denied this.
Yes, that was totally random. Please do not look into that.
I say we change that. We make the title Ninja hides kids in his basement.
Then we're going to get 1 million views, just this one.
Clickbait.
Just clickbait the shit out of it. But anyway, enough rambling. That's all we got on the news. Carm, did we miss anything? Anything you want to add on there?
I don't have anything else. I'm kind of sick, so my voice has just been progressively getting worse as this podcast has gone on.
I understand that totally. Well, get us out of here then.
I sound like I've been smoking Newports 3 packs a day all week.
Them cowboy killers.
Yes. So, Select Start. Cam and Jeremy are going to do a recording session. They're trying to work out the details. I am just swamped, so I will miss this session. I'm very sad. But definitely check that out. The content will be coming very, very soon. Like, share, subscribe to the podcast. And like always, play on and stay
Hella
average.
Peace.